welcome to this first ever edition of In This Corner, Diamond Rock Promotions with me, Mark Edwards, and Lendrick Nelson, who joins me now, one of the owners or co-owners of Diamond Rock Promotions. Now, we understand Diamond Rock Promotions does fighting. We know you promote the sport of boxing in a clean way. Tell me how Diamond Rock Promotions came about.
Well, actually, I had went to an event, and I felt like the way the event was put together and the whole presentation of it, I felt like I could do it better. So I went home and thought about it and talked it over with my mom, and she suggested that I call my longtime friend Dale McDaniel. Mm-hmm. And without any question, he said he was on board, and the rest was history.
So where did this start? I mean, this starts, how do you put something like this together, a promotion like this together?
First of all, putting stuff together, you want stuff that people want to see. People like to see good fights. So with that being said, we pride ourselves on putting great events together, great fights, because when you want people to come out, you want to put a product out there that people want to be a part of and people want to be associated with.
I know you got some great sponsorships. Was it hard to get sponsorships to put these fights on?
I feel like with the people that I know, and once I told people what I was trying to do, they were all with it. Landers with iPon, Landers Auto Sale, other sponsors we have. We get Guisano's Pizzeria, Royal Overhead Doors, great sponsors. And I mean, without hesitation, hey, we're on board with what you're doing. And behind us 100%.
So some of the last few fights we've known, we're talking, I mean, you know the names. First of all, who comes up with the names of the fight? We're talking about Mayhem and The Rock. Who comes up with the names? Please don't tell me it's you.
Well, we've been kind of piggybacking off of other people's events.
Okay.
So I can't take full credit for the names. But, you know, the events that we have had, we've had several Mayhem in The Rock events. Mm-hmm. We've had Rumble in The Rock. We even did Fight Night 2K17, which that was a video game.
Yeah.
So, you know, I thought that was something cool, something different. And the last event we had was Fight Night 2K17. We just had an amateur event this past Saturday, January 6th, and it was well-named Victory in The Rock, because this was an amateur event dealing with kids ages 8 and up. And, you know, they're all taking a part in the sport of boxing. And it was a great event.
Speaking of the sport of boxing, now you have a pretty good introduction to boxing. I know your dad, Ozell Nelson, does boxing. You guys have been doing boxing events for a while, so this came pretty secondhand to you.
Yes, it did, because we've been around boxing. Me, my dad, my brothers, my family. We've been around boxing since the late 80s.
Okay, before we continue on with this In This Corner, which is something new we're doing with Diamond Rock Promotions, before we continue, when we come back, we'll talk about some of the great fights we've seen over the last few years, some of the big bouts, some of the title fights that have gone on, and all those types of things. And later on in the show, we'll tell you about an upcoming event that I know you will want to hear about, something returning to The Rock, and you don't want to miss that. Stick around. We'll be right back with In This Corner.
As Little Rock's only upscale pawn shop, we understand that bad things happen to good people, and everyone needs a little financial help every now and then. Our staff will always treat you with courtesy and respect, while you get the cash you need, instantly and without hassle. Get a loan on fine jewelry, watches, firearms, up-to-date computers, electronics, and flat-screen TVs. No one in Little Rock pays you more for gold, silver, diamonds, or Rolex watches. Visit iPawn today and ask about our 110% loan guarantee.
IPON, we want to change the way you think about pawn shops. Of course, we're here when you need cash quickly and conveniently, but we can also be your one-stop shop for affordable fine jewelry and watches, firearms, computers, electronics, even flat-screen TVs. Nobody pays you more. That's why we always give you our 110% loan guarantee. So come and see us and let us show you why IPON of Arkansas is more than just a pawn shop.
Welcome back in this corner with Lindrick Nelson of Diamond Rock Promotions. Now, before the break, we talked about your introduction to boxing and Diamond Rock Promotions, how it came about. Now we want to talk about the fights. You guys have had some big time fights, plenty of mayhems in the Rock, Fight Night 2K17, Rumble in the Rock. Take me back. Give me a good middleweight fight that we saw that if we were at one of these events.
We had a great middleweight fight between Jonathan the Sensation Nelson and Rayco War Saunders at one of it was Mayhem in the Rock. It was a Mayhem in the Rock back in August of 2016. Back in August of 2016. That was a great fight, and what we do with Diamond Rock Promotions, we try and showcase up-and-coming talent, local talent. We try and give local guys a stage or a platform to display their talents and abilities. Everyone doesn't make it to the Olympics, but that doesn't mean you can't fight.
What do you remember about that Rayco fight with Jonathan Nelson? Any particular exchange?
Which one? They had several where, I mean, it was just a great fight altogether, and Rayco has been battle tested. He's even had a small role in the in one of the Rocky films. So he's been around.
What do you remember? Do you remember anything about that decision? How tough they went into making that for the judges?
I mean, I was just watching the fight and looking at the punches that were being landed. That's gonna be a tough flight home.
Yeah, tough fight to judge.
Tough fight to judge, and it was a great display from both guys with their, the combinations that were being thrown, the defense, the offense. It was just a great display of boxing, and the crowd loved it.
In the end, we know Jonathan the Sensation Nelson wins. With the last name, obviously there's some relation there. Probably not on the fight part of it, but there's some relation there because of the names. Talk about Jonathan the Sensation. How popular has he become on these fight cards?
He's been a great draw for the fight cards because he's well known. He has a great boxing history. He's done the Golden Gloves even when they had it in Little Rock. Mm-hmm. So he has a great following, and he's a well-mannered guy.
If you want to see a killer display of skills, come watch your boy Big Country put on the show as I destroy Randy the Skirt Johnson. Diamond Rock Promotions. I'm coming to whoop Randy Johnson. If you want to see a great show, a great fight, come watch your boy Legally Killer Man. March 11th. Randy Johnson's a dead man.
Another great fight. We know we've had a local fighter, Randy Johnson. I do remember a Rumble in the Rock. I think it was March of last year, 2017. I remember a fight that he had where it was a one-hitter quitter.
Yeah. The build-up for that fight was phenomenal. Between with social media being such a major part of communication nowadays, the build-up for that fight was just phenomenal. Ronnie, Big Country Hill, the back and forth on social media, what he was going to do, what he was training for, and with a heavyweight, with any fight, one punch can change a fight.
So he came out. I mean, when he came out, you were just expecting the atmosphere in the gym was.
The build-up for that was just. I mean, you could sense the tension in there, and Ronnie. My hat's off to Ronnie. Ronnie's a great guy, well-mannered. I mean, he knows business, and he was strictly business. And I mean, he didn't see it coming. I didn't see it either. I looked up, and it was over.
No judges in that one. That was from Rumble in the Rock. That happened in March 2017. Another fight, Fight Night 2K17. What we do remember about that, I think that was August of 2017. We do remember some new up-and-comers, DeMarcus Layton and your Chris Bells.
Oh yeah, DeMarcus Layton, Chris Bell, those are some smaller guys. 154 being DeMarcus Layton. and Chris Bell being 135. Great. When you have the smaller guys, you get a lot more punches thrown than what you have with the bigger guys, the heavyweights and so forth. And these great guys, they displayed a lot of what you like to see as far as combination punching, speed, power. Between those two fights, you've seen a little bit of all of that.
Well, I can tell you this, some great fights on some cards we've already seen, and another fight we've got coming up we're going to make an announcement about. Diamond Rock Promotions is coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
If you need cash quickly and hassle-free, iPawn is the place for you. iPawn, formerly Rock City Lenders, is now located in the old USA Drug Building just down from Shorty Smalls on Rodney Parham. At iPawn, no loan is too big to get you the cash you need. Get a loan on up-to-date computers and electronics, guns, fine jewelry, and designer watches. iPawn will do their best to get you the cash you need. iPawn is convenient and professional. It's the only place to go when you need peace of mind and a fast loan. iPawn, now on Rodney Parham.
We want to change the way you think about pawn shops. Of course, we're here when you need cash quickly and conveniently, but we can also be your one-stop shop for affordable fine jewelry and watches, firearms, computers, electronics, even flat-screen TVs. Nobody pays you more. That's why we always give you our 110% loan guarantee. So come and see us and let us show you why iPawn of Arkansas is more than just a pawn shop.
Final round, DeMarcus Layton. Rick Graham out of Detroit. Graham fighting out of the blue corner. Blue trunks, blue shoes.
Pink socks.
Pink socks. You gotta love it. Layton, on the other hand, he's pretty colorful himself. Red gloves. And he's got
White socks.
Got the 10-pound shorts on is what you were telling me. Quite heavy. Both fighters going at it. Layton just a little active right now. Landing a few blows, few jabs.
I'm wondering if he has a new mouthpiece. If Layton has a new mouthpiece.
It did come out earlier.
Yeah.
Graham looks like he's still coming forward. And this late in the fourth round, when you look at the fighters, Graham's still coming forward. DeMarcus slightly winning the fight, but Graham's still coming forward.
And DeMarcus is only winning it, in my opinion, slightly.
One punch could change things, and he's still got those hands down.
And I don't know why.
A little over a minute and a half left in this fourth round. It looks like he's tired.
He's another fighter that stays in shape. He keeps his weight down. They say he eats right. So I don't understand why, but if you notice, these blows are starting to affect
And Graham's still coming forward.
He sure is.
Still coming forward, and he's eating quite a bit of leather.
I give Graham one thing. He came to fight.
He's still backing up. I don't know, DeMarcus looks like shaky legs there.
He's really not, well, I say he's not. That's how he fights. He's another awkward fighter, but he's a pretty fighter to watch. Actually, Graham's a pretty fighter to watch. He just popped Marcus's head back.
Graham still coming forward. Just under a minute left to go in the final round. This has been a pretty interesting fight.
I would not want to be DeMarcus and have Ozell as my trainer after the fight. It's not going to be pretty.
Could get interesting. Could get interesting, I can tell you that.
Maybe we can go interview those two.
Layton with a nice right to the chin. As we come on 30 seconds left in this final round.
I think Layton's tired. I think you were right. He's breathing. It might be his mouthpiece because he has his mouth wide open.
Less than 10 seconds. Our TKO streak is over. Ooh,
Don't ever say that till it's over. Graham is giving it all he's got.
For the first time tonight, we go to the judges' scorecards. And your winner by unanimous decision, DeMarcus Little Rock Layton.
You know, another fight on that Fight Night 2K17 was Skylar Thompson. The guy he fought had something weird going on.
Yeah, Sky Guy Thompson, he fought Rudy McLaughlin, Rudy Big Dog McLaughlin.
Okay.
And Rudy, great fighter, comes from an MMA background, but he has acid reflux really bad. And
Yeah, 'cause he was throwing up.
That was a factor in the fight. It didn't have anything to do with him being out, just being outmatched. He just had a medical condition that overcame him, and he had to quit on the stool.
Well, I know another fight that went the distance, or almost went the distance, was featured Jorge Gonzalez, another local guy. That was a really good fight.
Yeah, Jorge Gonzalez versus Juan Pera. Juan Pera was a guy never been stopped. I mean, this was a fight. Every time Juan got hit really hard, it's like that.
He kept coming back.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that's what I want, and that's what the crowd wants to see. The crowd wants to see great competitive fights, and we pride ourselves at Diamond Rock to do that.
And your last and final round.
Mark Edwards, Karen Holderfield, the third fight tonight, round 6, the final round. Jorge, the Valley Boy Gonzalez in the black trunks, trimmed in gold, out of the red corner, fighting against what else? Juan Parra, the toughest guy I know. And Karen, earlier you said you knew Gonzalez's trainer. What is he telling him in between rounds?
Actually, I've known his father as well as his trainer. And I know that they're both probably thinking, why has he not finished him off? So they're probably telling him to get on him, do not stop, just stay on him, keep your hands up.
Well, it looks like Parra's not going down. I mean, it's about 220. It's about 30 seconds into this final round, and Gonzalez has hit him with some pretty nasty shots. He took 5th round off despite winning it.
I've seen Parr fight a couple of times, not live, but on TV, and he has fought some phenomenal fighters that you think would knock most people out in the first, second round. This young man has never been never lost a fight through a knockout.
Well, at 1-5, the record definitely doesn't tell you the full story. I can tell you that. He's staying active. Not quite the heavy puncher. Hadn't been very active until the last few rounds, but he's taking some pretty good shots like that one. Oh, there it is. There is the knockdown we've been talking about. Not a but just a knockdown. And this one comes with a standard 8 count, Karen.
Yes.
Now, is the 3 knockdown rule in effect? Oh,
No, there's not a 3 knockdown rule.
oh, that's it. That could.
That's all up to the ref.
You think he's gonna finish? He is finished. That's a TKO.
I'll be. What a fight.
The first time. At 1-5, you kind of wonder what it was about this fight, other than the fact that he ate quite a few left-handed hooks.
I think he got worn down. I think he just got.
At iPawn, we want to change the way you think about pawn shops. Of course, we're here when you need cash quickly and conveniently, but we can also be your one-stop shop for affordable fine jewelry and watches, firearms, computers, electronics, even flat-screen TVs. Nobody pays you more. That's why we always give you our 110% loan guarantee. So come and see us and let us show you why iPawn of Arkansas is more than just a pawn shop.
All right, welcome back to In This Corner with Lindrick Nelson of Diamond Rock Promotions. I'm Mark Edwards, and the big announcement we've been waiting for. We've talked about this the entire show, the return of the Tough Man Contest.
Really excited about bringing the Budweiser Tough Man Contest back to Arkansas, back to Little Rock. We'll have that on March 9th and 10th, a two-day event, tournament. You can go to toughmanisback.com and sign up, or you can like and follow on Facebook, Tough Man is Back. The sign-up sheets are there. You can get all your information, or you can call 501-912-5218.
Okay, so here's the thing about Tough Man. It's usually, are they going to be weight guys? And because they usually just sling it out.
Well, Tough Man is divided up into, I think, about 5 different weight classes.
Okay.
So you won't have a 122-pounder getting in with a heavyweight, but the weight classes are more wide range than the regular professional boxing weight class.
So you could see instead of 160-pound middleweight, you could see 175-pound middleweight.
Right.
Okay.
Or you could see a 168-pound super middleweight competing as high as heavyweight.
So what went into bringing back the Tough Man Contest? Because it's been gone for a while and it was pretty popular. So what goes into bringing it back?
Lots of hard work. Lots of hard work. But I mean, this is something that we at Diamond Rock Promotions, we readily took on the task of it. When they contacted us and asked us if we'd be interested in bringing it back, why not? Sure. I mean, this is an epitome of what we are trying to do, and that's promote the sport of boxing, even though this is not necessarily boxing per se,
right.
But it's gloves.
Yeah.
It's combative sports. We're all about that.
Will we see any celebrity matches? Is there going to be any special features with the Tough Man? I mean, because, people might want to see a couple of local celebrities fighting, getting in the ring.
Hey, those are a couple of things that we want to keep. We want to keep to a later date.
Yeah.
But we're lining up some great things for this first Tough Man. Mm-hmm. Tough Man has been gone for 6 years now.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring it back, and we're looking to bring it back in style.
Budweiser Tough Man Contest, what's it going to be?
Tough Man Contest will be at the Metroplex Event Center.
March 9th
and 10th.
Look forward. And how do you sign up for it?
You can go to toughmanisback.com. You can like and follow on Facebook. And if you have any questions or information, don't hesitate to call Diamond Rock Promotions, 501-912-5218.
Anything special other than this coming up later in the year? Any big fights coming up later in the year, and any names?
We will have, with this being in March, we're looking to do another professional boxing in April. And we're really trying to roll the fights out this year. We've already had our first fight this year, which was an amateur event.
Right.
We're branching out, doing other things, and just like with Tough Man, we're branching out, trying to bring other things to Arkansas, and we got big things planned.
All right, there it is, 2018. It's already started out with an amateur boxing. March, you've got the Tough Man, the Budweiser Tough Man Contest, which the Tough Man Contest returns back to Arkansas, which we talked about. It's been gone for quite a bit of time. In this corner, Lindrick Nelson, Diamond Rock Promotions. Glad you could join us. Make sure you go out and look for another event. We'll see you next time on In This Corner.